Well, that's the weirdest start to the morning I've ever had. I've just seen a deer swimming down the middle of the canal. I've scrambled to get the cameras to film it, and I think I've missed it. It got almost in front of me, and then it's just scrambled up the hill before I had a chance to get the cameras ready and everything. So I completely missed it. But great big deer straight down the middle of the canal. I'm not sure if that's a good omen or not. So, but anyway, we're back on the canal. I walked this bit with my daughter last night, or what time is it? About 4:30 in the evening, and we didn't catch anything, but we only had 10 minutes of me just trying to herd frogs. Really, I think that's what taking my daughter fishing is like at the moment. But it was good fun, and we caught a couple of nice sticks in the 5-10 minutes that she actually let us have a fish. But it looked quite nice, and I noticed it definitely got a bit more colour than 2 or 3 days ago when I was here last. So I've brought similar baits, but I've just gone a bit more negative as well as far as feeding and everything goes. So I've also brought some bread, so we'll see if that works or not. But this is the same rig as last time. I've actually put it on a long kit now, purely because I brought my lighter tops as well, my normal canal sort of tops for fishing bread. So we're just going to have a rough plumb and see what. Oh, that shells up pretty fast. Right. Let's see what it's like left and right. I'm hoping I can fish like left, right, straight in front. That'd be nice. That's not a bad 2+2 depth there. Let's go all the way up towards this boat. Plum is telling me there's no water against the boat. We'll go down the middle that way. Let's see what we've got this way. Okay. It's going to be about 3.5 foot. Very shallow, this canal, compared to most canals. It's nice for one swim. Shows no branches. Fish mostly down the middle. In the middle of that tyre there. That boat's seen better days. So there's 2 swims. Let's see if we can get a third straight in front, just slightly to my right. One reason I've chosen here is probably the widest bit behind me, and obviously with social distancing and everything, it makes it the most obvious place to go. So that's straight in front. Let's try just to the right. Straight in front seems a bit better to me. Throwaway line. A little bit of bread there, I think. Yeah. Alright, so 3 swims, all a similar depth. I'll tell you what, it's definitely not as clear. I've got the same depth there on a top kit. Remember where I plumbed up. So don't forget. Alright. On that one. Okay, push up a little bit, and that'll be our worm starter. Some worms in there for chopping. These are the same worms as last time. They're still reasonably okay. So we've got some worms here. I've also got, you can see there, I've got some bread, liquidised bread, out the freezer.
medium sliced Warburtons. I normally put it in a tub, but I haven't brought enough tubs. And some dead pinkies out of the freezer again. And I've used the same, it's a skimmer mix, dynamite skimmer mix again. But what I've done, I've just made it 50-50 with Friends of Demps Match Black. So it's a bit more of a negative mix. I've gone a little bit more negative and a bit more proper canal-y compared to my last session where I just went a bit all or nothing with big baits and a big hook. So we're covering our options a little bit more now, and that's about it. I'm going to chop some worms up again. Not too fine. Some big bits in there still. That'll do. So I'm going to quickly feed our swims and then I'll carry on getting the rest of me rigs ready. Right, first thing I'm going to feed is a bit of liquidised bread. I've slopped it up. Not a huge amount. I prefer to slop it up so it all sinks. I've seen if you feed it dry, like a lot of people do, then it just cascades out all on the surface, and that's no good to anyone. So it's definitely not as coloured, not as clear as it was, because well, I could see probably 18 inches down, but no more. So that's that swim sorted. To my right, I'm just going to feed worms. Where's my bob? Just a dusting of loose groundbait. Just a dusting. Oh, go on in. A few dead pinks as well. There's my bets there. Perch in mine, but also skimmers, roach, anything else that might want a bit of worm. Just level with that little tyre. A bit of a plop. And the other way, I'm going to feed one nice ball. Just dump that ground bait off a little bit. So there we go. Mix that last night on the dryish side. That's better. It's a little bit damper. And there, I'm going to feed slightly squeezed. Bit of worm again. Not too much. A few more dead pinkies. And a bit of loose on top. And yeah, not even a full pot this time. There it is. That's going to go. We've got 3 swims on the go. All in the deeper water. Let's feed this last one. And I am probably going to have a little look tight against the boat, even though it's probably only not even 2 foot. But we'll start down the middle before we start messing around with other rigs and everything. 3 swims is enough to be messing around with. Well, I've got 3 rigs set up so far. I might set up a 4th rig for fishing tight to the boat. I'm not going to go there yet. I just want to mess around down the middle for 30-40 minutes first before I even think about going to that boat. I'll have a good idea whether I need to or not by then. First rig is my crude rig, which is a 4x12. Can you see that in the camera? Yeah, 4x12 Malman Dusty with titanium wire, and that's got a 1.5mm tip, and that's down to, well, that says it's a 12 Matrix XP hook, but actually it's more like a 14, and that's for fishing big bits of worm, big baits, quality fish, and that's on 10 to 12 slick. Positive elastic, because if there's a big perch about I need to boss it, but it's still soft enough to come out for a decent skimmer. Me sort of normal sort of worm, big baity rig is a 4x12 Speedy Titan, and that is to a 16 to 010 and that's on 6 to 8 slick.
And then my third rig is my bread rig,
And that is a 0.2 Dino Dralion, lovely little float, wire stem and a thin plastic tip. That wire stem cuts through any sort of surface tension and that which you often get on these sort of canals. It's all strung out nice, and that's 08 to an 18, 08 to a 20 nickel hook. Nice fine wire nickel hook, and that is on 4 to 6 slick, which is like a 5 really. I could go even lighter. If I was in a match, I'd definitely have a number 3 elastic to a 22 and 06 or 07 bottom, but I'm trying to stay reasonably positive today.
So there you are, that's me rigs. Fed my swims, start fishing.
Start on the bread, inch off the deck, 5-0 punch. Nice and positive. For a canal anyway.
I've got 3 and 4 mils.
Always start on a 5 on the canal.
Make it sideways. Just hold it a tight line. If this goes straight away, we're in business. Come on, fishies. Give it another flick. Go that way this time. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. I would have hoped for an instant response of something.
Let's try a bit more off the bottom to start with, just in case. And we'll try a couple of inches over depth.
Come on, silverfish. More when it's coloured, I tend to fish more on the bottom. And when it's clear, catch a lot more fish off the bottom or on the drop.
One quick look, slightly over depth,
And then we'll get on that worm.
the canal angler in me wants to hurry up in case a boat comes, but I don't think there is going to be any boats. Shouldn't be. Limited boat traffic, it says.
That's a little look. This is about an inch or 2 over depth. We'll give this a minute or 2 and then we're going to be straight on that worm. Bit disappointing, I was hoping there'll be some silverfish about. 1 or 2 nice roach or something would have been nice to kick things off, or a skimmer. I'm not going to completely rule this swim out yet, but it's often instant if they are about. A lot of people say bread's their winter method, but you catch no end of fish on canals on bread in any time of year, especially when it's clear. Hello, Mr. Squirrel. And I could even try a bit of worm over that bread as well, because perch will often sit over a bit of bread punch, a bit of white feed. A red maggot or a pinky would be better. A nice wriggling fluoro pinky, but I haven't got any. Shops are shut. I couldn't get to one if I wanted to. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right, get on the worm. Start from the big rig. Biggish bit of worm. Start optimistic. Hold his head off. What fish is going to resist that? It's a bit fierce, this rig, but don't know what you're going to hook on a canal. Especially the Oxford Canal. Lock it in. Come on, fishes. Oh, quite something there anyway. There you go. Oh, we have some silver. Hey. See what I mean? 10 to 12 slick and it's coming out. 3 foot. It's a skimmeroony. Hot roller when you need one. Why is that on the worm and not on the bread? Wow. Well, I would have said that was a perch the way he went. The bite was, but look at that. It's a bit empty. It's a hybrid. It's not a full skimmer, is he? It's quite thin. More skimmer than roach, but that's a hybrid. That's where you've been hiding. Wow. Nice one. Oh, that's made my day already. There, what we want. Should we hold him up? Whilst we can, now and about. Yeah. Nice. Canal hybrid. First fish. They might come on the bread a bit later. Hold him up. Beauty. Unfortunately, no keep nets. Angling Trust guidelines, so it's going to wreck my peg putting this fish back. But that's what we've got to do, unfortunately. But we're in business. Pound hybrid. And that's on my crude rig. 12 hook. Big bit of worm. I said all along, these fish, they don't mind a crude rig, especially with worm. I'm not made up with that. It's just a shame I can't use a keep net, because every time I hook a fish and put it back, it's going to scare the rest of them, if there are any more. Those hybrids are really skittish fish, so you often catch them really, really early, then they bugger off. I think they're in the swim all the time, but conditions have to be perfect to catch them in any numbers. As we see on the rivers, we only catch them on the rivers when it's coloured. I don't think there was one there any other time. The canal being so clear, it's going to be hard to string any numbers of fish together. Let's quickly try this swim. A bit more ground bait on that swim. A lot more ground bait on this swim. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes, he's lunging. Feels a bit perchy, but it feels decent. A good fish. Oh, it's not as big as I thought, but it's still a netter. There we are. Yeah. We snaffled that. Lovely. I've had a perch and a hybrid, one off each swim. I'm just going to quickly try a worm over my bread swim. Sometimes a big perch will just sit on it like it's a nest. Might be a hybrid or something there as well. Might snaffle a worm up. Give it a quick 30-40 seconds, not losing anything, it's not a match. Days like this, it's nice to try different things. Just me against the fish. And a couple of hours to do it. Give it 30 seconds.
dewdrops on my nose. Definitely chillier than the last time I was here. The farmer's busy at it behind me, clanging around, scaring my fish. Don't really expect to hear that at 6 in the morning on a Sunday.
Try for me lighter rig, I think. Not quite so far over depth. A little bit of worm.
So we just try a little bit of worm on my lighter rig. I think a few live maggots would have been nice if I'd got them. Just have to make do with what's all the old stuff in my garage at the moment. But the zander have really thrived in the Oxford. A little bit less water for the fish to hide. It's nowhere near as wide or as deep as the Grand Union, which I also grew up fishing. And I think they're here to stay, so nothing you can do about it. So I just enjoy catching them now. Give you plenty of sport in the winter, that's for sure. That's the old changing face of canal fishing. You've got to move with the times. Not topped up yet, so I think that's the next thing to do.
Push it a little bit. Top and tail it. I'm going to top up with a little bit of worm. Just a pinch. So you can get a bite on that. I might have had it all up already. Gone.
Now feeding and going straight on it obviously tells you several things. If there's a few fish about and if they're really responding to a bit of bait, you'll know. Obviously waiting like I am now has shown that they've not come rushing in to a pinch of bait. I might have to feed a dollop and leave it, or just feed a pinch and leave it and then go and fish my other swim. But I've not had a response off that little top up, a little tentative sort of top up. And this is my lighter rig, a tiny bit of worm on. Sometimes they want little bits, sometimes they want big bits. A bit of a dink. What have we got here?
There's perch. Another chunky specimen. 6 ounce. That's on a tiny bit of worm. He's not very fat, is he? Whoop.
Nice. Not much of a belly on that one.
Put a bigger bit on. Worms aren't very fat though, they just... I would really love to have some fresh worms today. But we do what we got. That swim as well. So I've had 2 perch on the left swim
And one big hybrid on the right. And the 2 perch have come over where I've had the most groundbait. I don't know what it's telling me at the moment. It's just an observation. Just love to flick a few maggots over that today. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Black perch, only smaller. Look at that. 2 little bits of worm that was, and it just slid away.
We've had 4 bites and 4 fish so far. So the bite to fish ratio is good. It's not getting loads of bites. And a couple of little top ups and that just to see. Fish definitely haven't woken up. Oh, oh. Loan that one off. It's a perch. Swingable.
So
5 bites, 5 fish.
ain't bad, is it? Just be nice to catch something a bit more silvery or bronze. Fluoro pinkies. Might be worth a fish or 2. Not the best, but do put a pinch in the pot as well.
Right, we've got 2 dead pinkies on, 16 to 010. Still quite a positive rig. They don't seem to be too greedy at the moment. I'm just picking at baits. I just think they're sat there, probably wondering what bait is. There's obviously going to be loads of natural food about at the moment. Oh, that's a bite. Go on. Ah, something silvery on my pinkies.
Net him, probably swing him. Oh, a little hybrid. Some pinkies. Canal's full of hybrids now. Don't know why. They're thriving. Lovely.
Oh, that's a good sign. First look on the dead pinkies.
Didn't have to wait too long for that. Try that again. These are mixed pinkies, but normally I just have red and fluoros. What I'm going to do, just put a pinch of them in the pot. Pop them in.
That's nice. I've had a silverfish over both me worm swims now. Worm and pinky swims. Feed the other swim as well.
So wait for them to fall. Pinch of pinkies. A little bit more worm. Chop some more up in a minute.
Hello.
What's that do then?
It's a camera.
Alright. Alright.
Yeah, it's just a little camera.
What, to prove that you caught fish?
Yeah, I've had 6 so far.
Well, I'm enjoying it with no boat, right?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Just a red and a fluoro pinky on the lightest rig.
So it's 20, fine wire 20 to 08. Single on a 22 I suppose, or a 24, but I haven't come to do that today. The last drop I had a sort of inquiry that didn't develop, so they're obviously a little bit cagey, these fish. What have we got there? Oh, like a hybrid.
Looked like someone was chasing it then, I don't know. bigger than the last one. Quite a bit bigger. Double pinky on a light rig. Don't mind catching them on a bong. I wonder why this canal's so full of hybrids now. Or everywhere. All these natural venues. I've noticed it on all the canals I've been fishing, there seems to be hybrids. Try that again. Just 2 fluoro pinkies that time. Tell you what. We'll pop the little pot on. A few more pinkies in each drop. Tell you what. Let's live on the edge. Put a little dusting of groundbait as well. Spark a few more fish each time. Drop that in on the left and then quickly have a go on the right where I've topped up with some pinkies and worms. And just keep these 2 shrimps ticking over, I think. I'm enjoying it now. 3 hybrids. They're lovely fish, aren't they? They pull a bit as well. Like all hybrids do for whatever reason. Seem to be on steroids. Blue tit has just landed on my pole. Probably didn't get that. Well, my right hand swim's definitely not showing much signs of activity. So what I'm going to do is put a bigger dollop of worm in, see if something will settle over it. And now I've had a few little silvers, a few of these hybrids. Squirrel's going for it again. I should really learn what all these bird noises are, because there's all sorts of activity going on around me. Nice to know what sort of birds they all are, plus the squirrel. Peppa Pig. Good job I'm in the middle of the canal by myself, no one around but me and the pigeons. Nobody here but us pigeons. Well, I had a couple of little inquiries and then nothing developed, and that's definitely the culprit. I don't know if you can see that little blob on the spade. Hate that. So that's obviously come down. Keep every little last bit of rubbish off your hook. Fish can definitely detect it. So I'm going to go back out with double pinky. This time with no blob on the end. And we'll see. I bet I'll get a bite this time. Oh, little hybrid. Suppose I'm going to have some breakfast. American biscuits. Wash it off a little bit finer now. Now I know there's some silvers eating the worms. Put some bigger bits and all sorts over the top. Right, I'm going to put a decent dollop to my right. See if that helps. A few pinkies, don't do any harm. A smidgen groundbait just to cover it again. Nothing's happening on that right hand swim now. A big hybrid and a perch. Let's see if that makes something happen. And let's try a little bit of worm. Not so much. 20 or so pinkies. And a bit more groundbait on that one. A bit of cloud as well. I've not got long to fish, so I might as well try and push things and see what we can make happen. And while we do that, I'm going to front of that boat. With the heavy rig, I think. See how shallow it is. So we've got another swim on the go then. Just put some worm on that. That's probably about just over 2 foot. Always surprises me how shallow this canal is. Back against the boat. Oh dear. God. Can't see me catching there, but let's try. Nothing to lose by trying. Sometimes have trouble want to be in that really shallow water. I'll try it. I'll try it. You never know. Chance of a chub or a perch. Dollop.
On a commercial, that's a cardinal sin. Leaning forward to feed. But on a venue, on a canal, I'm often flicking my rig all round the place, so I don't mind flicking it towards that boat. So I'm gonna have a quick look for a big bit of worm on this rig on the right hand swim. Biggish. Not the best of worms, are they? That we'll have a biscuit. Oh yeah. Poor old jogger has come by whilst I'm coughing my head off, so it's probably scared the bejesus out of her. It's not coronavirus, it's a biscuit virus. You have to have a Freddo to try and get it out of my throat, because I've got my drink. Oh, the old Freddo. See if that'll help lubricate me. Well, everywhere's gone a little bit dead now. No swim, no bites. Not yet. That's on the heavy rig. I'm going to put the lighter rig on in a bit. We'll start on that just in case there's something big and ugly in the peg. If I could be bothered, I'd probably set up a little tiny 4x8 sort of 0.1 gram float. Little bolster top dibber would be quite good. A little session like this today, don't really matter. It's just me against the fish and no one else today. Freddo's done it. Freddo's done the job. Thank Freddo. So I quite like fishing with a longish line on these canals. Flicking the rig around. So you're not fishing directly over it. Keep the pole tip away. Nope. In that shallow water, not too surprised. Go back deeper. Ooh, on the drop. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. That was a big perch, I think. It was big. A big fish. What's the biggest fish we've hooked so far? big lunge and off. I think it was a big perch. Rubbish on the float now. Oh, going again. 2, 3. Another go at it. I bet you that's the same fish. Big. The other one I lost felt bigger. Could have been the same fish, I suppose. Perch often have a couple of goes at it. Not as clever as some fish, I don't think, perch. Nice enough, isn't he? They've all been a good stamp. Well, you know, they've been a decent stamp anyway. Quickly drop it back in and see if I can catch another. Amazing, isn't it? 2 bites instantly. It's quite common with these perch to bump a fish and then drop it straight in and catch the fish. They seem to hang around. Whereas if it was a roach or a skimmer, I think they'd be gone. Then perch seem to hang around. That's a good sign. That's come over that dollop of worm I put in. Shame I haven't got many more dollops in my tub. Hey up. Hey up. What have we got here? Perch. An angry one. Oh yeah, he's a pound. He weren't coming off. What time is it? Must be 8:30 now. Yeah. Yeah, it's 8:33. I think that's time to call it a day. I'll call it a morning. Couple of hours fishing. You'll have one last cast. Gotta have one last cast, haven't you? And then should be home. Well, should be home before 9 and get some breakfast and enjoy the rest of the day. Not been too bad, has it?